Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Tool to Play presents Still Got Game with Derek D. Smooth Nolan and Joel Dude I Rock Albert.
If you'd like to sponsor Still Got Game, give us a call at 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Still Got Game, episode 376. Still Got Game is the official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And I'm Tiffany Electrify Nolan.
And I'm Roger Hitman Roken.
What is going on, guys? We had some serious Skype issues tonight on our return show.
We sure did. I think we should look for a replacement.
We've tried before. We had that one good one hit. Remember when we had those individual?
Yeah, but that was paid, and no one wanted to pay.
It was paid. Yes, it was not cheap, but we will try to figure something out. And anyone that's watching video, I look like Max Headroom over here with my stuttery face and arms and everything. But if you're listening to the audio version, it sounds the same as always, and everything's going to be good. So tonight's show is going to be a little different. No new releases, no news. We're just going to get eventually to the PAX East 2018 recap stuff, and we'll talk to Hit about what we saw there and see what he thinks. But I guess we'll start off like we always do, and we'll hit the mailbag for feedback and questions. And remember, if you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. L1KKE comments. I love your podcast, but really wish you were on a more regular schedule. Going weeks without hearing an episode leaves me empty inside. Me too.
You know what leaves me empty inside? Derek's lag on his webcam.
Oh my god. It does.
Listen.
So wait, so how long ago was this comment from? Was this from like a month ago?
No, I actually wiped the comments and put in new annoyed comments. But
okay.
the comments from 3 weeks ago also had one of the three was annoyed that we hadn't done a show in a week.
Nice.
So now that it's been a month, it's even more warranted, I guess.
Yeah, it's tough staying on a regular schedule.
You know, yeah, it's been a while since you've even been on, Tiff.
It has. It has.
2 months.
I know. It's
lots
of work going on. There was some illness, more work. So, but yeah, I'm here.
I was telling Derek before the show, I don't know if anyone's realized, but ever since the show switched to that new format, you've yet to have all four people on the show
that's funny.
at once.
Yep. Yes.
It's all been
it's
patch-up
fucked up.
jobs since.
Yes. It was either me and Hit and Jay, and then we had the me and Hit episode.
Oh, that's right.
And then, so yeah, we have not had the four of us, despite that being the ultimate goal of the show. So we will get to that. And hopefully next week, Joel Dude I Rock Albert will be back, and we will have a normal 4-person show for the first time, even though that's the new normal.
Isn't that school vacation week, and don't we have an extended weekend with?
Yes. It is school vacation week next week, so the next show would be 2 weeks from now. Yes.
Yep.
School vacation week. What?
Yeah,
What kind of American holidays are you guys getting? What?
We have a February vacation week that is 1 week long, and then we have an April vacation week that's 1 week long. Now, private schools get a 2-week vacation in March, and instead of the February and April. Yeah. When do schools there do vacation?
What? Never. we have like midterm breaks. It's usually like a week, but that's based on the school, and it's only like post-secondary, not
Not grammar school and middle school.
elementary school has like 1 week in March. We have this thing called March break, but that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of like what ours is, but we get
It's like a spring break.
Yeah.
That's basically what, instead of having one spring break, they have one in February and one in April. And maybe it's more because we're in the Northeast and there's skiing and shit. So you can kind of, in theory, you're supposed to be able to ski during your February break, and then April break's supposed to be nice. But because we live in this fucking Arctic tundra, it snowed this week. So who knows?
Right.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, now I know.
All right. Next up, New Trish comment. Oh, New Trish. I get that. That's pretty cool. New Trish comments. I'm still fairly new to your show, but find it entertaining and informative. I've taken advantage during your weeks off to catch up on back episodes.
Well, I guess Nutrish is probably pretty well caught up on back episodes at this point.
Yeah, you probably could have fit in all 375 back episodes.
Oh, easily.
And similarly, Marky13 comments, can you guys get your shit together and put out weekly episodes again?
We're trying.
There's a running thread of comments.
Yeah, so I'm sensing a trend here, some themes.
Definitely a
emerging.
Trend.
Yeah.
We should be happy that people would like shows.
That's really nice of them.
Yeah. I wish we had a better answer than sorry we fucked up. But but we don't. So that's our answer right now. Sorry we fucked up. And hopefully 2 weeks from tonight, everything will be back to normal and everything will be good and we'll have all 4 of us on.
If the stars align.
Yes. Yeah, Hit is not confident.
Nope.
For you audio people, Hit is shaking his head like this is said the most insane thing ever.
Yep.
But I guess we will see 2 weeks from now.
We promise to try.
Yeah, we'll try our best. All right, and Altius asks, I know Derek said lots of good stuff about Lawbreakers, and a couple months ago you had a story about how few people were playing. Now this past weekend, Boss Key has all but said the game is completely dead. How does this reflect on Cliff Bleszinski and other superstar developers if a title like Lawbreakers can fail so miserably?
I have a response to this. I don't think it makes Cliff look. I don't think it makes Cliff look bad. I just feel like it cements what I've been saying for the last year and a half, that we're in this evolution of multiplayer gaming where it's going from the arena style multiplayer that we know, like Call of Duty, Halo, Lawbreakers, to this PUBG, Fortnite, H1. It is going to the battle royale format, and you can tell with all the Fortnite by itself is basically PUBG clone. Just trying to cash in on it, and now it's the biggest game in the world right now. And then to the other side of that story with Cliff is they're working on a battle royale game. So they
just announced it today.
Yeah, so they have acknowledged that their game is no longer relevant in this space, and they are pivoting to where the future is going. I've been saying that for about a year and a half now. I don't know if you guys agree.
We could go back to previous episodes. You have said that.
Yeah.
You said that that's where things are going, and it definitely appears that they made a pivot, and with what they announced today, theirs seems pretty fun. It seems cartoony like Fortnite, but also has this whole game show 80s kind of nostalgia thing going on with it, and there's machines where you can go buy guns and shit during the game, and it seems like they're going at least in the right direction, because if there's one thing we learned, despite PUBG starting it, they're not the ones doing it right now. The ones doing it right are Fortnite. And if not to sneak in some PAX East info here, but if there's anything I learned at PAX East is that everybody fucking loves Fortnite. You can have at the Facebook gaming booth, they had 20 stations set up with Fortnite, and there were lines around the corner for it, for a game that you can play on your phone or at home for free. And people just eat that game up. So I think they're going the right way with this. But yeah, like you said, I don't know if it reflects poorly on Cliff. Cliffy B's a good guy, and it's not everything you can do can be a hit. It's how you deal with some sort of adversity with one of your titles, and they seem to be doing it the right way. Saying, hey, we're going to take this. It's not going away. We'll keep it around for people that like it. We'll make it free to play, whatever's going on in the future. But we're switching gears to something that we think people will actually like and play.
Yeah. And I got to say, with one of these smaller studios, though, that, they're not going to be able to pivot as quickly. They put a lot of time and effort into Lawbreakers, and to have to cut that loose and kind of switch gears and move to this battle royale type format for these smaller studios, that's a hard thing to do. They just can't pivot that quickly. So, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. By the time this comes out, Is there going to be something else replacing the Battle Royale type games?
I think it's out on early access today.
Oh, really? I missed the
so.
announcement today. Okay.
Yeah, I think it is.
I knew over the weekend that they announced about Lawbreakers and that something was coming, and I guess they released that today.
Yeah, I think that's what I just was reading the tweet before the show, but I think they were saying that it's early access starting today. So
wow.
Yeah.
I wonder, are they so they're not using the same assets or anything as Lawbreakers? They didn't modify the game to.
No, this looks all cartoony and 1980s, kind of like Fortnite meets your favorite 80s show. But
okay, cool.
Yeah. But I wish them all the best of luck. I did love Lawbreakers, but like Hit said, it's that kind of game is not what people are playing right now. Hell, people are playing fucking Sea of Thieves, which is not like any games anyone's ever played. And I play the shit out of that, and I love it. And it's not a shooter, which has always been my thing. I was always a Halo guy, or even when I was playing Halo and Call of Duty, or Destiny, or whatever. Like, Sea of Thieves was never the kind of game I played, but I fucking love Sea of Thieves. So.
Destiny was never a game that I'd play. I never got into the WoW train, and like Destiny really sunk me in until it burned me in two. But yeah, like I've had this talk for ages about Halo 2. Like everyone always goes back down to Halo 2 being like that pinnacle of multiplayer gaming, and everyone was playing, and it was true. But like that game we played for years, that will never happen now. Like there are way too many good games. Everything's evolving. Like
way more
you never,
developers out there now.
yeah, you can never stick to just one game or one genre now. Like everything,
right. And you've got a lot of these smaller studios really making an impact too on the gaming world, which we'll talk to a little bit more once we get to that section of the show.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, if any of you have awesome feedback, like L1 Likey, L1 Kiki, whatever, Nutrish, Marky13, or our good friend Altius, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. And on that, why don't we hop on over to what we're playing? What have you been playing, everybody? Hit, Tiff, either you go ahead.
Yar.
Yes.
Lots of Sea of Thieves. Oh man.
Only Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
That's pretty much
literally
PAX, the only game I was playing was Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Literally.
I think I'm addicted to it. I haven't gotten tired of it yet. I think, there's going to hit a certain grind probably around 35 to 50. I don't know what level you are right now. We're in the low 20s for each of the factions or whatever you want to call those.
Have you hit 25 yet?
No.
That's when
the whole week off.
That's when it hits you, man. It's
okay.
It's gonna take a while. And
I gotta say, most nights we've done fairly well. Not running into griefers. We did have one night last week where we had some really bad griefers. It sounds like they fixed some of the spawning issues though, so I'm hoping the next time we play that might be a little bit better. It sounds like they can't spawn in the same location on your boat anymore, or you don't spawn on your boat, or is that the one they said that should scuttle your ship?
Yeah,
that was another
recommendation.
Yeah, like if they board your ship and your ship's not sinking, they're not gonna go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, now they're just reminding people that you can scuttle.
So hey, you're playing on PC like me, right?
Yeah, PC. Oh, I didn't know you were on PC.
But you're playing controller also on PC.
I'm mainly controller. I switch around a bit here and there, but mainly controller.
I've been playing controller on PC too, but the people that we always seem to get griefed by, that we can't get shots in on, are people playing on PC that are using keyboard and mouse.
I guess I don't really have any problems. It's just I don't know. I don't really have any problems. If anything, I'm on the opposite side. I'm the one griefing. I have a lot of stories. A lot of stories. They supposedly fixed that spawn thing, but last night, me and my crew got to a fort. It was being done by another team. We sank them. 4 times. They kept coming back, and we kept sinking them. And then other sloops came. We had like a 4 battleship. We sunk everybody.
Wow, nice.
And we were doing really well. It was the best that my crew has ever done, and we couldn't keep up. we ran out of supplies. Like they kept coming. They didn't give up.
Okay.
And I know
because when they scuttle, they start fresh, and
Yeah,
you
and
have whatever you have left.
and the funny thing is, my crew, we had a full inventory. Like we spent the night, we stacked everything up. Like we went into that battle fully prepared, and we did well. But even then, even though they moved the distance like ×2 almost,
Right.
it's still like, even if they put them on the furthest point in the map, they still will come.
Oh, they want to come back for revenge.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah. What's that saying? Nothing like a woman's scorn or something, or
No fury.
yeah,
like
no
a woman's
fury. That's
scorn.
it. That's
Wow. All right.
Like- These guys are relentless.
I think
They
I need
were
to
scorned?
talk to our HR management guy.
But
But,
on the side and the receiving side of being dicks, but yeah.
What?
Yeah, usually we're not dicks, and there was like the one time that we weren't dicks, and we're like, oh, it's a little sloop, like we're just gonna leave them alone, going into the outpost, and then all of a sudden they're like fucking us up, and I'm like, dude, we weren't even gonna bother you. Like, why are you trying to sink us?
Literally, we're pulling in, and I was like, let's take them on tips. Like, no, they're a sloop, leave them alone. And one of their guys swam under our boat with an explosive barrel and fucked us
Yep.
up. And at that point, it was.
You can't be trusting in that game. It's
No.
I'm
no.
done now. That was it.
No.
That was it.
No.
I'm done. Everybody's assholes in that game. We're just gonna shoot everyone.
First, ask questions later.
Yeah.
While we're talking about Sea of Thieves, and we missed this because we've been off for so long, but what do you guys think about the scandal or controversy about our mutual friend, Rob Prodigy X?
What
do you think?
He is my pirate legend. I have no problems with what he did. He is the pirate legend.
I don't understand why people are so upset, but I kind of
think a lot of them are
agree.
upset because they don't know the full story.
No, I guess. Like I get it. I was following it the whole time, and like I knew that he was doing.
I was watching his stream every day.
I watch his stream.
watched
I'm part
him
of his
on it.
Discord. Like I saw what he was doing, and yeah, like I kind of get why people are upset. Just don't understand like why everyone has to be so like vocal about it. Like yeah, he boosted. He's a streamer. Like what? Like
Right.
what do you expect?
Yeah, I have no problem with the way he played. The whole game is about being a fucking pirate.
Exactly.
And
Yep.
if anything, he did the most piratey thing possible.
Exactly.
Which is jump on a crew.
He
jump in with a
enlisted
crew.
multiple crews to help.
This game
acquire
has
loot
no
for him.
rules. Like there's no rules
Yeah.
to this game. So like I don't know. Like I get.
Rare hasn't said he did anything wrong.
Right.
Rare doesn't say that.
Right.
Like nobody's. It's only the haters, and haters just hate someone that does it better than the guy they like.
If he,
or
like-
faster than the guy they like.
If he like manipulated code, to his advantage, then yeah, I can understand because that's cheating. But like he used what was available to him, and like I was yeah.
And it's not like he was only streaming for a couple hours a day and just acquiring loot. I mean, that's the other thing. You saw he was streaming
All
almost
the time.
24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yep. My Discord would pop up. Everyone, I'm going on now, and then I get the Twitch notification that he's streaming, and yeah, he put in the effort, and he made his mind up from before all this started that he was going for, like, as soon as the game came out, he's like, I'm gonna be the first to do it, and he fucking did it.
Yep.
And any naysayers, fuck them. You know what? He's my pirate legend. He did a good job, and once he got that thing done, he's been jumping out there and pulling in people to give him the other quests.
Yeah.
So I have no problem with that at all. I know there was a lot of controversy around it, and I know that all these websites did a bunch of stories on it, but
Right.
Hey,
I gotta
no
say,
problem.
There's
I gotta
no
say, when I first heard about it, I was like, that doesn't really sound completely legit. But once I read through some of the, the information about how it was his community that was helping him, and they were kind of all in it together, that's when I kind of changed my mind about it.
there's
Big team effort.
the one thing I take away from this is there's no such thing as bad press. He got press.
Mhm.
Like this is good
Oh,
for
yeah.
him. This is good
Yeah.
for him.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, good for
Yeah,
Rob.
I-
Yeah, good for Rob.
Yeah, I've known him now for 9 years, and I couldn't be prouder of the guy. He's really taken himself and showcased what he can do, and yeah, I'm super proud of him.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, so we're all playing Sea of Thieves. That's what it boils down to.
Yep.
All right. So I guess this is normally we talk about new releases, but we're not going to do that. We normally talk about some news. We're not going to do that. So we're going to tell you about PAX East, since I have not seen you at a PAX East in 8
I know.
years.
Next year, right? Hit.
Next year. Come on. Hit.
10th PAX.
Will be the 10th PAX East?
Yep.
Maybe. We'll see.
Oh, that's a yes. That's a yes. All right. I hear
Yes.
it. You guys heard it here first. Hit said he's coming next year.
Yep.
I
And
said
he
maybe.
also said he's bringing back Hits Quick Hits. All right. So, just in a nutshell, this was the 9th PAX East. The first one was in 2010. Now it's 2018. 9th one. This year they upped it from 3 days to 4 days. So it was Thursday through Sunday. And it was long. 4 days is a lot of days for a PAX
Yeah.
East.
Yeah.
But on the upside, having it be 4 days and the first day be a Thursday, that Thursday was empty-ish, and it was really easy to walk the entire show floor in a single day, which we've never been able to do before.
Yeah,
Hold
that
on a
was
second.
probably
It was
the
only
best day of PAX
they added a
I've
day.
ever had. They
It was-
did.
it was Thursday, Friday,
I
Saturday.
always
Sunday.
felt like it was
Yep.
Thursday last time I went.
Nope. It always was
It was
Friday
always
to Sunday.
Sunday.
Yep.
You probably got there on a Thursday, so you could start on a Friday. So we checked into our hotel on a Wednesday this year, which is crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
All right.
Definitely a much longer.
Is it more
long
money?
time.
I don't know because we're media.
I think the Thursday and Friday passes were the same price.
But like it's an extra
Oh,
day,
it's
so
Saturday.
prices went up if
Yeah.
you want to go for the whole thing.
Exactly.
Oh wow,
Yep.
those mother. Okay, all right.
It's so
yeah,
bad.
and I want to say it's around $48 to $50 each day, roughly U.S. dollars.
Okay. So like
That's like a million.
a fortune,
for you.
yeah.
Maybe there's some Canadian discount. Who knows?
No.
You never know.
But yeah, Thursday, the amount of people there was the lightest I've ever seen. It definitely picked up towards the end of the day.
Kids are in
But-
school, and
Yeah,
and
that
but
morning.
to take a long weekend, it's easy to take a 1 day long weekend, but it's sometimes
Yep.
it's hard for people to take 2 days off and burn that in. But
Yeah, it was Thursday was fantastic.
yes, so we actually knew what we wanted to see the rest of the weekend or the extended weekend. So I'm not sure how we're going to cover this. I guess we'll start with Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo were all there, the big three. So we saw some stuff there. Tiff, you want me to just go through this and we'll talk to the things in order, or what do you want to do?
The fastest
Yes.
way possible.
Ah, we're gonna milk this. This is like an E3 episode.
No,
It's
no,
gonna go much
please.
faster than our E3
No,
episode.
no, I'm
I know
kidding.
it looks long, but it's going to go fast. All right. So Microsoft, they were showing off Sea of Thieves, of course, and there's going to be some new tie-ins with Sea of Thieves and Chips Ahoy. So you'll be able to buy Chips Ahoy cookies and get shit in Sea of Thieves.
So I'm gonna gain like 30 pounds. Great. All right. Okay.
But they also had State of Decay 2 there. So we both played that, Tiff and I.
Yeah, that was a time demo. It was a lot of fun. I wish we would have had a little more time with it.
They limited that to 10 minutes hard
yeah.
time. It's like PAX East demo, and the counter started as soon as you started, and once 10 minutes were up, you were done.
Yeah, so I think it's possible pickup for us.
Well, it's free with our Game Pass.
Oh,
So.
well, I like
The controls, it's a fun game, but the controls are still not quite there. It's kind of wonky.
Is
You
it
feel
like PUBG on Xbox?
No.
it does have that kind of wonky feel to the movement.
We're
Yeah.
picking up stuff. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it has that. You have to shuffle a million times to line up whatever you're fucking doing.
Okay.
Yes, it feels that exact same way.
They had no PC ports or anything. Nothing there.
Not that I'm aware of.
Is it-
That may be a.
It's an Xbox
I'm-
anywhere, right?
I
think
think that's going to be an
so.
Xbox title.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
so-
All right. Surprising they didn't have
Is
a
that-
PC version up. Okay. All right. Whatever.
Yeah, they just had a million console stations because that's what most people are going there to play. But
Yep.
it was fun. I would like the controls dialed in. Maybe if I had time to sit down and tweak the controls and change the control scheme to something that's more to my bumper jumper liking, maybe it would have been better. But it's enjoyable. I still had fun with it. So.
Okay.
All right, and then we already said they had Sea of Thieves.
Yep.
Then the
They had a
PlayStation.
couple other games, but I don't remember.
Did
what
they?
else. They did. Yeah. I don't
Oh,
remember
well,
what they brought.
they were showing off a bunch of the pre-existing stuff.
Yeah, and then they had like a whole mixer area where they were streaming stuff.
Did you
over the
see
weekend.
our friend Styles
We did
by
not.
any chance?
What? I dropped by 100 times to see Styles, and every time I went by, they're like, he's in a pod. And I went by all the pods, and he wasn't in any pods. And then Styles and I were texting back and forth, and we just ended up not hooking up throughout the weekend. But and he's also not going to be at E3 because I know. We also had tons of appointments hit, so we only had limited time to go drop by. But Styles is not going to be at E3 because he's having another baby.
Yes.
So it was sad that I missed him, but it is what it is. And then we went to the PlayStation booth. I know you told us to hurry this up, Hit, and then you're slowing us down.
No, we're good.
So
I like this. I like
the
this.
PlayStation booth. I know you thumbs downed it, but Tiff played one of the possibly the best games I saw at the show.
Hold on.
At the PlayStation booth.
Hold on. Is it Detroit? To Human or whatever it's called?
Become Human. Yep.
Yeah. Is that one?
It was that one.
Okay. All right. I want to hear more about this. Actually, this is the one game that I actually want to buy on PlayStation.
Yeah. No, I really think this will this is on my must-buy list.
Did you play the level in the high-rise, the living room, and the guy on the balcony?
Yes.
Okay. Is that what you played?
Yep. That is what I played.
Nothing else? Nothing new?
Nothing
okay,
else.
because I've played this same demo at something. I don't know where I was at. Was it Fan Expo last year? Yeah, it blew my mind. Like, it was amazing.
Yeah, so it's an
But you
action
could play
adventure
that same
game.
demo like 100 different times.
Right.
And play it
Choose
different.
you choose how you explore the area to try to gather clues. The mission I played, like you said, was in a high rise. You're trying to stop, some guy who's, kidnapped a girl. Like I said, you go around, you search for clues, and as you find things, you learn information, and it improves your chances of success because you can use that information as you try to talk him down. Trying to get him to put this little girl down and not take her off the edge of the building. But yeah, I mean, it was so engaging. I think Derek actually ended up watching me play the entire time, and this is totally not his type of game either.
No, and I was like balls deep in this. I was like, holy shit, that fucking girl's on the edge of the building with him.
Yeah, it was stressful. Yeah.
And Tiff's making choices, and you're like, is that the right one? Is that going to make him like calm down enough? And right. she did something at one point where I was like, that's the worst choice possible. Why is she thinking that? And I thought he was going to get mad, but she kind of eased the situation, and she ended up.
I ended up sacrificing myself to save the little girl.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I played the same thing. I actually had a chance to play it twice, and I saw the guy in front of me playing it, and all three were completely different. So the first time that I played, I screwed up and like he shot me or something. Like I picked something wrong, and the second time I was able to save the girl. They sniped him, and like everyone was. Okay. It was the good ending, I guess. And I had like 99% success rate. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I was only at like a 60%, but I was trying to like be done with the demo because it had been a while, right? So I was like, just screw it. I'll go try to do it now.
I really like that game, like the possibilities. Like I wonder how many encounters like that you will come up to, and I wonder if they all.
At the end, they're all flow charted like that. So after each encounter, they bring up this flow chart, and it's like, here's the flow chart of the event you just did, and you made these choices. And if you look through, there's a
lot.
10 different branches that you could have picked 3 or 4 different things at each one, and you start doing that math out, that's hundreds and hundreds of different options in every single one of these encounters. Not to mention it's graphically fucking baller. It looks like a PC game. It's really good.
It's very, very engaging. The way it's written, the way the character development is done. I mean, even that short demo, like, it was. I was very tied to the characters and what was happening.
Who makes that game? Is it the same guys that did Heavy Rain?
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
It looks like they're tech.
It is.
I'm excited for that game. When is it supposed to come out?
It's May 25th.
Oh, perfect.
So
okay.
Pretty soon.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll dust off the old PlayStation 4 Pro and
I know.
that
we might have to turn ours on.
Yeah, we have to update our our PlayStation yet again.
Charge the controllers because they're dead.
Oh my gosh. So we also did a couple VR games at the booth at various times. One of them that I looked at was just a Last Guardian PSVR experience. It was just like a little add-on to the Last Guardian game. But you just kind of walk around and you can like call Trico and he can come like follow you as you navigate some platforms and stuff. And I think that's already out. It was cool, but it's definitely not like it's not a reason to go buy the game because it's just like a little experience that went with the game.
Yeah, and I just checked out Rick and Morty's Virtual Reality, which has been out for a year on Rift and Vive, but it's coming out on PSVR, and it felt kind of the same-ish that we've seen in the past at shows. So
yeah, I gotta say, I do like the new headsets though. Since we hadn't seen the PSVR hardware for a while.
The second gen ones, yeah.
Yeah, the second gen ones, I gotta say they're a lot nicer. They were more comfortable. I felt like it was much easier to see the VR with it on.
Yeah, if you waited for PSVR, it's definitely much better now. So then I spent some time in the Nintendo booth. There I saw Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. It's a typical Donkey Kong Country game, although this time they have this kind of beginner mode in it where if you're not good at platformers and that kind of stuff, you can, instead of playing as Donkey Kong, you can play as Funky Kong, which is kind of like this dumbed down version of the game where maybe it's more friendly for kids or people that haven't played it, but it looked pretty good for a Donkey Kong game, Donkey Kong Country game, and it's exactly what you expect from it. And that comes out at the beginning of May. I also played games that I haven't played on the Switch because we've been avoiding the Switch so far. So I played some Splatoon 2. I played in a 4v4 game against some devs, which was nice. And then I played another things against devs, which was the Super Mario Odyssey mini games. They picked a whole bunch of them, like the one where you walk in a circle and follow the line, and another jump roping one. And there was like 6 of them I played, but they're fun. I don't know if those things in itself would be compelling enough for me to get a Switch, but Splatoon was fun. And then they were also showing off. They had Dark Souls Remastered. They had Hyrule Warriors, Sushi Striker, a bunch of other games. A lot of the stuff that's coming out for the Switch now are stuff that came out on real consoles like a year or 2 ago, which is kind of weird, but
right, they're porting them over.
Yep, they're finally coming to the Switch.
I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, just to interrupt, like,
no, I
like
agree.
Tropical Freeze, I didn't get to play on with the Wii U, so like I will be getting this for the Switch. But I like how they're bringing back the games that not everyone got a chance to play. Like
Mario
you're
the Wii U.
You're not the only one hit, because that booth the entire weekend was probably the busiest booth there.
Yeah,
they had multi-hour, 4-hour waits. Were not.
Yeah, they had to cap the line like 2 hours into the day because it was, there's just so many people there.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Especially where a lot of fans skipped the Wii U, and now this is their only chance to play those games.
Yeah, like Mario Kart 8 falls in that category because it was a Wii U game, and I think Mario Kart 8 is the best Mario Kart they've ever made, and I'm glad they ported it over. So I hope they keep porting over good games like Mario Kart and Tropical.
That seems to be their MO, is to port over their games that people missed on the Wii U, and then finally bring in these third-party games that people played on real consoles. So,
like, I kind of wonder if that's what they're gonna do with Smash Brothers. Like, is it just gonna be the Wii U version, or is it gonna be new or a mixture? We'll see.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess only time will tell. And then, not really part of the big three, but still one of the big ones. Blizzard was there, and they were showing off Battle for Azeroth, which is technically a World of Warcraft expansion, but that isn't what they were showing off. They weren't showing off like the new shit in World of Warcraft. They have this new giant PvE mode that's like a team PvE kind of thing. So it's you and like 19. It's almost like their PvP modes were, but instead of 2 teams of PvP, you put 20 people on one team of PvE fighting waves and waves of bad guys and stuff. And it was kind of cool. It was fun. And it wouldn't bring me back to WoW. But
so you're really not selling this one.
No. But for people that are balls deep in WoW, it's something different than what they're used to getting. They're used to getting more quests and up level cap, maybe a new class and all this shit, and then maybe a new PvP mode. So this is kind of at least something different from them.
Yeah. No, I got to say, noticeably absent were Bethesda. Even though they had like an off-site thing, but they were not on the show floor. Ubisoft, and Riot. So I feel like we've seen all three of those.
Yeah,
there at
for
other
the
PAX.
last 3 or 4 PAXs, the Riot booth was always one of the biggest because.
Yep.
But what do they have to show though?
Nothing.
Yeah.
But they never had it. It was always the same game they were showing every year.
Right.
It's just because esports was all about their shit for so long, and now nobody gives a shit about that. Nobody wants to run the lanes anymore. No one's going mid. No one's going top. Everybody's just going 1 versus 100. Like, it's just what it is.
Yeah.
Has League taken a hit in numbers? I don't even know.
I would assume so.
Yeah, they have.
They have to. I don't know anyone that plays League. Everybody that I know plays League now plays Fortnite.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously we saw a bunch of smaller studios, indie studios, just a whole bunch of them. So we saw Hasbro. This has been out for a while, and we actually own it, but never had opened it. But we went over to talk to Hasbro and Harmonix about Drop Mix. Do you know this game, Hit?
No.
It's kind of like a card game, music game thing. It's a piece of hardware that you pair up to a phone or whatever, and you drop cards on it.
Yeah, you have cards that are like for
different songs and different beats, and you have like a bass line and a guitar line and a drum line.
So basically nothing I would like.
Probably
not.
but I actually found it super fun. So I'm glad we actually have it.
Leaving something like this out on our coffee table. Like the kids could just come by, or you could just like do something real quick on.
Okay.
All right. And then Tiff went over to Spearhead Games and saw this game Omen Sight.
Yep. So it was like a time loop mystery action game. It's a story driven game. So it's kind of like the studio's really into the choose your own adventure type games. So one of their games that came prior to this was called Stories, The Path of Destinies, and it's considered like the spiritual. This new game Omen Sight's like the spiritual successor to it. It has some like RPG concepts. It's an interactive story, level up, character upgrades. But I gotta say the art style on this was fantastic. It was very high fidelity, high color, very kind of like fantasy type. And they said, they're trying to keep the game around 8 to 10 hours if you did like a full walkthrough gameplay. So they wanted to focus on like a shorter game experience, but like a really rich experience. And this one's coming out late spring, summer on the PC. And I think also on the PS4 to be at or around the same time. It's definitely one I'm going to keep an eye on. I thought it was a really fun game. You have companions that can come with you. It is I believe it's just a single player though.
Not my style of game, but I know you talked it up all weekend. So
yeah, no, it was a great game.
All right, and then after that, Tiff went over to Arvor and checked out this VR game called Pixel Rip 1989, which I watched her play, and this game is fucking insane.
It's trippy. I don't even know how to describe it, other than you're like this girl who's in this virtual world, but then she's playing on like a handheld. She's playing like a handheld gamepad. It's like, and you go from like the gamepad to real life. It's just, I don't even know how to describe it. It was really trippy, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Imagine if you were in VR holding like a Game Boy and playing the Game Boy in the VR, and then there was another game below that. And then at some point, shit goes crazy and it goes like all Jurassic Park around you.
Yeah.
And when you're looking through the Game Boy, you're seeing the pixels of the real dinosaurs behind you, and you're interacting with them. I know it's insane.
You have to watch a trailer.
I feel like I would get sick.
There's no way to describe it.
If you got super baked, this game would be.
I feel like I would get super sick.
It was insane, like without even being baked.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy.
Yeah, that game was pretty crazy.
But it was probably it was my favorite VR game that I played.
Yeah, it looked pretty awesome. That comes out May 22nd. So. And then I went over, saw these guys, Hollow Spark, that do this game Earthfall, which is right now in early access on Steam. It's eventually going to be out for the Xbox One and the PS4. It is kind of like, imagine if you like Left 4 Dead, but instead of there being zombies, it's all kinds of weird aliens that are coming down and dropping down. So you're doing all the crafting stuff. you're collecting weapons and building stuff, and you're doing that 4-man squad kind of thing. So it's very cooperative. You're working as a team, and I enjoyed the shit out of it, and because I like PC games, but like I said, it's coming to Xbox One and PS4. But if you were someone that liked Left 4 Dead and you're getting tired of zombie shit, Earthfall might be something for you to check out. And then I checked out Coco Cucumber's River Bond, which was it was kind of like an old school, new school game. It was a co-op hack and slash puzzle platformer game. Had all the kind of typical things that kind of hook you into doing a platformer, but having that whole hack and slash mechanic. And that's coming out in the summer for the Xbox One, the PS4, and the PC. And then Tiff, this is one that you and I went and played.
Yep. Yeah, I walked by it the first day, and it really caught my eye, just the art style.
This is Turtleneck Studios' Right of Ilk.
Yep, Turtleneck Studios' Right of Ilk. But yeah, I saw it the first day, and I looked up more about it, and it said it was a co-op game. So I actually brought Derek back to it, and we played that on the second day. But it's a co-op exploration adventure game. It's played only by 2 players. It's going to support both local multiplayer and online multiplayer. So this is like a game that you could actually sit couch co-op basically and play with someone in your family. But you're tied together. It's 2 characters that are tied together by a rope, and you have to kind of like solve puzzles together in this world and figure things out. So it had a little bit of a Portal puzzles solving kind of vibe to me as well. One person might have to do something while the other person does something else, and you got to work together. But they intentionally made both characters equal so that neither character has like special skills over the other one, and that was intentional just to make sure that it was a consistent experience between both characters. But if someone like falls off the ledge, they're attached by the rope to you, so the other person can pull them back up. But it was, I gotta say, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of like a Portal meets Crash Bandicoot meets I don't know, like just some other quality puzzle game. But yeah, all the mechanics were really nice and hooked together, and you kind of had to work together the whole time, which made it
Yeah, I can see this as like a
better
family.
Than a normal game.
Yeah, I can see this as a family game, or if you want to play a game with someone who maybe isn't a gamer, this would be like a really fun thing to play together.
Yeah, it looked pretty good, and that's coming out next year. Then came my favorite game of the show, from Trebuchet Studios, the people that brought you Prison Boss VR, was Jousting Time. Now, this game is nuts.
It was the loudest game on the floor.
It was definitely the loudest game on the floor. They had the biggest crowd. Everybody's cheering on. So you have 2 people with VR headsets, and you do a little rock, paper, scissors with each other. You pick some weapons, and then literally you fucking joust. And you bring your horse. So your left hand is controlling how fast your horse moves. Your right hand has your weapon. So like I had a mace for my first round. So I'm swinging this mace around, but you could just have a lance. You could have a sword. You could have an axe that you throw. And part of the mechanic that makes the game exciting and loud is that while you're shaking your left hand to make your horse go, if you scream, your horse goes faster. So it was basically like, it's jousting time. And then you're like, ah! And then you go and you swing your shit and you take out the other guy, and you slowly beat each other down until somebody's dead. And I, of course, was the victor. But
yeah, I posted some videos of this on Twitter.
Yes, yeah.
So
yes.
Twitter.com/electrify.
Yeah, if you see Derek making an idiot of himself.
I saw these. Please keep those.
Yes. This game is amazing. So where we've been holding off on VR until this second generation of PC VR, we will definitely be picking something up. Probably the second gen Vive, and I'm definitely kickstarting this game because it was the most fun I've ever had in VR. Like, this thing was insane.
So you think there'll be another Vive?
Yeah, they've already said they're going to do a second gen, kind of like Oculus is doing the one with the less cords and the lighter weight and all that.
I know there's a Vive. Are you talking about the Vive Pro, or are you just talking about like another Vive?
No, like the second gen.
Okay.
Vive.
Yeah.
They're all dialing these things back to less cords, lighter weight, which makes sense. Like as technology improves, you can improve it. But I think that's the one we'll go with. I also like the Vive controllers better than the little Oculus like hook your fingers in weird things.
The Vive Pro interests me. I like the wireless aspect of it.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Hopefully the next gen will be all wireless. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what they were saying. Is
we're close to getting one. I still would like to see the actual headsets themselves be a little bit lighter weight as well. Not quite as big and bulky, but we'll see.
Yeah, but yeah, that's definitely I can imagine. Now the downside of that,
it's a party game though. I can't imagine you sitting in your house.
To play. You can play online in it, but yeah, you really where this game shines would be having 2 VR setups in your house and having people over and everybody taking turns.
If I can play PUBG in VR,
that's your selling point.
Yeah, easily.
So you're still PUBG over Fortnite.
Easily.
Oh my God.
Easily.
You are in the minority after what we've seen.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I don't like the cartoony style of it, and the
stupid
less skill to kill in comparison to PUBG. Like I think PUBG is a more skill based game than Fortnite. Fortnite seems like a lot more of a like spray and pray than like a PUBG. Like you need to be really precise. I like the realism. So like the combination of the two is why I like PUBG more. Don't get me wrong, Fortnite's still good, and I understand why it's popular. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I never thought anything would topple PUBG until I literally saw the scales, like especially at PAX East when you have 45,000 gamers and you see that
the scales is not because the game is better. The scales have tipped because one game is free and the other one is not.
But the other games had already sold like 30 million copies.
If PUBG were to go free, it would be more people playing PUBG than Fortnite.
PUBG had 1,000 times less bugs than it would be Fortnite.
I don't think the bugs have anything to do with it. Even then, it's not that many. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I feel like they still have that card to play, and we'll see how the 4x4 map goes for them. I feel like they'll steal some PUBG people. I mean, Fortnite people from. For that,
it's very possible.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yep.
All right, we'll talk about these next 3 together.
All right, so then we went over to Rising Star Games and we saw Rico, which is a procedurally generated first-person shooter. So it's a co-op game, 2 people play, and basically it's named Rico after like the RICO laws, like, you know, when mobsters and all that shit. So they procedurally generate 30 different rooms in a house, and they give you a mission like disarm the 2 bombs. Or no one has heard of these games. These are
these are indie games.
This is what we're doing. We're going deep well here, buddy.
I know.
Like we covered the AAAs at the top. Now we're covering things that people may not have heard of. Yeah, that was when we talked about Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony.
That was the AAAs. Because there weren't a lot. There were not a lot of AAAs there.
Up. Yes. So
PAX East is huge for the indie mega booth and all the indie games.
But these aren't indie mega booth games. These are like mid-level developers.
Yeah.
So. But this game is basically 30 rooms, procedurally generated. They give you a mission, and they say, okay, go disarm these 3 bombs in this place. And you kind of go through, you kick down doors, and you work as a team, and you have each other's back, and you go in, and you're taking out bad guys. And every time you play, it's different. And it's kind of a fun game. I enjoyed it. But and then Tiff did something else here weird.
Yeah, I did some little third-person RPG game. It's kind of high fantasy. It's called Decay of Logos. It's inspired by Dark Souls and Legend of Zelda. It was a pretty fun game. So that one's gonna be coming out on Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and Steam, and that should be out this autumn.
All right. And then I went over and played Lunar Rooster's Sky Noon, which is a 3v3 competitive shooter with brawler mechanics. So it's like I don't even know how to describe this. It's like a shooter meets Smash Brothers. So the mechanic of this game is it's kind of a Western theme, and you have guns, and you have a grappling hook, and you have a lasso, but your guns don't shoot bullets, they shoot air, and your whole goal is to push someone off of this floating Western map. And so it was super fast gameplay, super frenetic, super fun, and
it was fun to watch.
Yeah. Tiff was watching me. My team got our asses kicked by some kids.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, but that's the kind of game I would play. It's one that you could sit down and play like 3 or 4 rounds of, and then call it a day, or you could sit down all night and become the master of it. So I enjoyed it. And then after that, Tiff and I went over and we saw Wannabe's Head Snatchers, which is right now it's only going to be coming out for the PC, but I assume this will eventually hit consoles. It's a 4-player multiplayer party game. There's 25 different maps with different objectives. So basically you create a character, he's got a body and he has this crazy head on him. And you beat the shit out of someone else until their head falls off. And then depending on the map, maybe you take that head and you throw it through a basketball hoop, or you have to put it on top of a statue, or you have to feed it to a shark, or every map is completely different. But it's definitely like it reminds me of Mario Party, but with more of like a one congruous objective between everything else. But it was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I can see that as like a fun, family game, or just beat the shit out of your friends type game.
Yeah. And then I guess the last one we'll talk about in this show is Citadel Studios' Legends of Arya. And this was a Ultima style MMORPG. They basically were fans of Ultima Online back in the day, and they have basically built that kind of MMO, which is super cool. They kickstarted it, so they have all these different tiers, and the $200 tier level of this game basically let people buy the game and create their own servers and customize them using Lua, the same language that people customize WoW with. And there's actually one group of people that have made a server that is literally Ultima Online. Like the PR people are like, these guys are going to get sued. They've literally copied everything in Ultima Online. Another group made the game has no levels or leveling like WoW, but another group made WoW in the game, and there's levels and there's everything else, and they've created all the skill sets and character classes, super customizable. It's got kind of the stuff that people liked about Ultima Online, where like you can buy a plot of land and build a house, and that's your place, and then you can learn to craft skills and you can sell stuff and all these economies. And it seems pretty ambitious, but it also seems like it's working. And, if I was going to get into an MMO again, this might be more my style than a WoW at this point. But, they're doing pretty well, and it looks great. And obviously PC only. It's a decent game. So
PC Master Race.
PC Master Race. All right. So Tiff.
All right. You got hit awake again.
Yeah. Why don't we talk about our favorite things we saw?
Sure.
Make sure they're PC based to get my attention.
PC Master Race.
So definitely Detroit Become Human. That was probably like one of my top games. The Rite of Ilk. That was the one we talked about where you're like attached to each other by the rope. And then Omen Sight was that other like little RPG one that I was talking about, action RPG earlier. But I mean, there's so many great games. Like I went in like the first day and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's like no AAA titles here. We're gonna be here for 4 days. What the heck am I gonna play? Like went in like, kind of a naysayer. And
you were a naysayer. She was.
Oh, I was. But, by the end, we walked around and, looked through some of these smaller studio games and some of these indie games. And there's a lot of great stuff. Really high quality things coming out of these smaller studios. It's really amazing.
People could have said the same thing about PlayerUnknown a few years ago. That was a fucking indie game. So you want to shit on indie games, shit on PUBG, because that was an indie game before Microsoft got involved. For me, I enjoyed a lot of these smaller games that I played. I obviously enjoyed the studio games, but like I said, my top game of this whole show was Jousting Time. I would fucking buy 2 VR setups and play the fuck out of Jousting Time. I'd invite friends over, have parties. Let's fucking joust, motherfuckers. Let's joust this shit out. And my favorite game of the show. And then since I can't decide between the other ones, I love the Acer Predator Party and I love the Twitch Party. Like, I'm putting the parties on my list of my favorites.
I saw that. I feel like it was like a little bit of a violation of our favorites, but I didn't actually say favorite games.
You didn't. You just said favorites.
I did. Yeah, you're right.
Yep. So the Acer party and the Twitch party were two of the best parties at PAX East.
But none of them compare to that Gamers Gone Wild party.
Oh, GGW is unstoppable.
Oh my god.
Especially when Ray had strippers in the upstairs. I don't even know what happened that year. Shit went crazy. But yes. Like all of a sudden I went upstairs and Ray had...
No parties have ever topped those.
No, people brought that up like probably 20 times this weekend. They're like, remember that Gamers Gone Wild party when you guys had changed venues 3 days before the party and then it was insane and blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, that was the party that E and Steptoe were trying to get in and I missed their texts from outside and we didn't let them in and I felt bad and then we were at capacity issues the whole time. Why are you making that face?
I did not know that.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Because
I know we went back.
My phone ring.
I remember we went past.
Well, the place was over capacity.
Yeah.
Like, there was nothing we could do about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's funny.
I
was
was rejected at the door, and I would have gone down and tried something, but
I feel like a fire marshal came at one point too, didn't they?
Yep, a fire marshal was at the door and only letting people in as people left, and it was. I can't think of any other parties that have had a fire marshal at PAX.
I was talking about that party on the weekend. One of my new friends, Sarah, I play Sea of Thieves with her. She was at that party. We figured out that she was at that party.
Oh, nice.
And then we're like looking through pictures and like, holy shit, like you were, and like I'm in the background, like it's really weird.
So funny.
It's really weird how like like paths like bring you back. It's,
Yeah.
really weird.
Nice.
Yeah, really weird.
See, that's all the more reason for you to get back to PAX.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys sold it on me.
Yeah,
Remember,
right.
he already
did.
said.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did already. Yes. And then just general comments on PAX before we wrap up. I'm going to say the one thing that I got out of watching people at PAX East is Fortnite is so fucking huge. Like, I knew it was huge, but you don't realize how huge it is until you realize that you can run a booth off of showing your hardware and just playing Fortnite and have lines around the corner to play a game that you can literally play on your fucking phone. You can go home and play it for free, and there's people waiting in line to play it. That was a huge thing. Another thing I noticed, Lucid Sound. I love their headsets. They're definitely, they were the small guy coming in with an awesome piece of hardware. But of all of the gaming setups on the show floor, I would say this year probably 50% of the booths had Lucid Sound headsets, as opposed to in the old days where Astro were the guys that had 50, 60, 70%.
Triton.
Or Triton back in the day. Yep. So Lucid Sound is definitely making huge waves.
It's weird because like they're on nobody's lists.
But
I hear nothing of
so awesome.
I hear nothing of people having problems with those things. I don't know. I've never tried it, so I really I'm biased. So
you really should hit. Just
I don't know. Like
if you got you can go buy one at Best Buy and return it. Just go try one.
I usually research stuff and nobody talks about those headphones. And the guys that I know that have them, they all have issues. Like LB's got like a broken dongle and
look, I've got fucking Astros right here. But if I just love the Lucid Sounds. Like I can't.
They had great sound quality.
Yeah.
Like the best sound quality.
Maybe.
Go pick up a pair, try it out, and return it, just so we can get your review.
It seems so dishonest.
And then the other weird thing that I noticed, which I always thought was a joke, was Facebook gaming. That is there's some serious shit.
I didn't even realize it was a thing.
I don't know we should be talking about Facebook. That
because we're on Twitch?
No, because of like what's going on with Facebook right now.
Okay.
I can just see all the viewers leaving now.
All right, in full disclosure,
the end of the show. We're fine.
I have absolutely no problem with anything that's going on Facebook. All of my Facebook posts are set as world readable, like public posts.
Okay, you are the exception. All right, this is not like a Facebook episode here. We just want to talk about Facebook gaming and the streaming service.
Facebook gaming is
not
super
Facebook
popular.
itself.
Right.
Okay. Facebook gaming is super popular. These guys have they've wooed over so many great streamers to their
wooed over.
At one point,
probably
at one point I was over there watching my friend Melanie Mack play with my other buddy Jason Mewes from Jay and Silent Bob. Like he was there. They were playing Fortnite together. Like it's crazy. Like and
Yeah,
their booth was one of the bigger booths, and they had a huge crowd there the whole time watching.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
they've been ditching out the money.
Meanwhile, Mixer had people in pods, which is not the way to. If you want people to come watch your shit, put them on a stage and showcase what they're doing. Don't put them in a pod and make people look at them through a fucking glass wall. That's not how you do it, Mixer. Twitch.
Yeah, but
I'm not even sure
didn't they have their setup so they could stream to their viewers? Isn't that what those pods were for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think it was to showcase the streamer. It was more for the streamer to have a place to stream from.
Right.
No, but they didn't have a stage. They didn't have.
Why have them in the middle of the show floor if they
just
weren't
to be like, hey, I'm
off?
live from PAX. What's up, guys?
Yeah, but it's dumb. It was like they were like a little fishbowl.
Yeah, the way that Facebook was doing it was much better because not only were they streaming to Facebook's, they were streaming on Facebook Live to Facebook's Facebook Live thing, but they were also streaming to their own Facebook Lives. And they were either sitting on a couch on the stage or like on a couch and an ottoman next to it. It just was a much more, it's kind of like how Twitch used to do in the old days, and Twitch didn't even do that this year.
No, they didn't.
I think Facebook has dialed this in of what people like to see the show, because their thing was always 10 to 12 people deep in a big semicircle watching the thing the whole time, where meanwhile people are walking by those Mixer things like they're fucking, like when you go to a pet store and you look at the fucking rats.
Looking at a zoo.
Yeah, like it was definitely not the way to do it. Like Mixer went wrong on this, and Facebook Gaming did something right here. And it pains me to say it, but they definitely they've dialed this in, especially being the newcomer of the game. They figured out what people want to see, and they did it right at a show. Because when you go to a gaming convention and you have all three big boys there, and everybody is over at Facebook Gaming watching their live streams, they're obviously doing something right.
Okay.
You can't deny it.
But. Yeah. No, I totally 100% agree.
All right. Well, that marks the end of our PAX East wrap-up. So if any of you have questions, comments, or whatever, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us podcast till play.com. You can also... All right. We're just trying to wrap up the show here, guys, because we've been going on for a while.
No, we're just over an hour. Remember, we started like...
Oh, wow.
We started like 20 minutes late.
I was thinking we started at 8. Yeah, we're fine.
No.
All right. So, yeah, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. You can also comment on this episode thread on the Tool to Play homepage. And sponsors, remember, by supporting our sponsors, you help support the Still Got Game. We have no sponsors, so if, same numbers, 773-527-2961, podcast@tooltoplay.com. Tell us what you're selling. We'll tell us you're going to pay us. We'll sell it. You pay us. Boom. Done. Twitter us up. You can find everything Tool to Play related at twitter.com/Tool to Play. Everything podcast related at twitter.com/still_got_game. I, king of the internet, got everything that's fucking holy at twitter.com/Derek Nolan.
I'm at twitter.com/Electrify.
I'm at twitter.com/Isaac
Facebook the fuck out of us. Facebook.com/Tool to Play. Facebook.com/Derek Nolan.
Facebook.com/Tip Nolan.
Facebook.com/Isaac Hitman.
We also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tool to Play. That is the place to find all of Tool to Play's archive video content. So you go there, you subscribe, and you help us out. And you know what? You fucks. Yeah, I'm talking to you, listeners. You fucks have let us get below 1,000 followers on YouTube, which means we can no longer monetize our videos. It doesn't even cost you bitches anything. Just go there and click the fucking follow button, okay?
Oh my gosh.
What the actual fuck?
All right, here. How about I post your jousting time videos there?
Yeah, we'll put the jousting time videos up. We'll put some shit up there.
No wonder no one subscribes. So threatening here.
Okay, I am being kind of mean because I'm kind of mad.
I know.
There's thousands and thousands and thousands of you that listen. All you have to do is get on a computer and type in youtube.com/Tool to Play and click a button. You don't even have to ever go there.
And it's the number 2, just so you know.
Yeah, Too Old to Play.
I know. But when you say Tool to Play, you gotta say the number 2, because people might not know it's the number 2.
I'm pretty sure they know it's the number 2.
I don't know. They might not. They might be.
Maybe you're going the wrong side. Okay. YouTube.com/number 2 play. Yes. So go there. Just click the follow button and help us out. Like, if only one out of every 6 of you go there and do that. We're all fine. Well, actually, with the number we already have, 1 out of every 60 of you can go there and do that, and we're fine. So just go there and click the follow button, please, and help us out. Please rate and review the podcast in iTunes. We need some 5-star reviews.
Do you know, I don't even subscribe to us on YouTube.
It's fucked up. You're part of the problem. So we need some 5-star reviews in iTunes. And I know, like, if going to youtube.com/tooltoplay is too hard for you, God forbid, opening up fucking iTunes and subscribing or commenting and rating the show must be insane. Like, just build me a pyramid, okay? It's easier. Fuck you. Okay. We also have a Twitch channel.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I'm super mad
so
tonight.
many subscribers for
Hey,
this.
no,
You're doing a great
I can't.
job.
I don't know what is making the people not subscribe. I have no idea.
I'm so mad at them tonight. You guys got me all fired up. Like, why can't they do this? It seems so simple.
It totally eludes me.
Loose feels fuck iTunes. See, this is part of the problem. Like, people that are watching live don't even give a shit about iTunes, and that's the problem. We just need you guys to help us out. All right, here's an easier one. Oh, I say it's easier for you guys.
You're being so mean.
Might as well make a Fabergé egg at this point, but we have twitch.tv/tool2play. It's where we do all of our live video content. Go there, you can follow us, but there's a subscribe button. Now, if you're someone that has money, you can go there, click subscribe. It costs you $5 a month, and you help us out. It goes directly in our pockets. But if you're a cheap son of a bitch, and you happen to also have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to 1 Twitch channel a month absolutely free. That's called Twitch Prime.
Right. So why would they pick ours? Because you keep yelling at them.
I'm not yelling at them. I'm coaxing them into it. They're going to be guilted in because they feel bad that they made me this mad.
If they think that subscribing to YouTube is too hard.
I know.
You got to be a rocket scientist to sign up on Twitch.
My gosh.
Yeah. The YouTube one's really the easiest. Okay. If
Yeah.
you do one, just do that. But if you actually know what you're doing on a computer and you've already linked your Amazon Prime with your Twitch account, then you have twitch.prime, and you can go there once a month and subscribe to a channel absolutely free. So go to twitch.tv/tooltoplay and click the subscribe button. Use your Twitch Prime subscription. It costs you nothing, and it gives us $5. And that would mean a lot to us. And then I won't have to yell and be mad anymore, and I won't have to tell other people to fuck themselves or whatever I said earlier when people wouldn't go to iTunes. So we need you. We really do. But most of all, we need you back on youtube.com/tooltoplay because we can't be under 1,000 subscribers. That's fucked up. We have 50,000 members of Tool to Play. We have 7, 8, 10,000 listeners of the podcast. All you have to do, 1 out of 10 of you has to just go there and click youtube.com/tooltoplay and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Just take a moment out of your day. Pull up a web browser. You can even do it on your phone. Help us out, okay? I'm begging at this point. All right, I am.
That doesn't sound like begging.
It's more like a mad beg. But I wish you would. Okay, do it for D-Smooth. Do it for me. And you know what? I'll remember you. And you know what? Tell you what. If you subscribe on YouTube and you send me an email, podcast@toolplay.com, I'll mention you on next week's show. I'll say something nice about you. Pretend we did something together. Yeah, I remember that time that Fishstick29 and I went on. We went to an arcade and we played the original Mario Brothers. It was super awesome. Me and Fishstick. Yeah, it was good times. We're bros. We had 2 beers together too. Yeah, something like that. I'll make some bullshit up and you'll feel cool. I'll feel cool. You can cut out that piece, show it to your friends. Everybody feels good. So help us out, please. And I guess before we wrap this up, before I get mad again, I want to remind you all, you can join us each and every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, twitch.tv/tooltoplay. And on that, why don't we wrap this post-PAX East 2018 episode up? I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I'm Tiffany Electrify Nolan.
I'm Roger Hitman Roken.